Okay, welcome back for another live stream. I'm gonna start doing these pretty much weekly, I think, and I want to see how they go. You guys seem to really enjoy the live streams, so I think we'll make it a weekly thing. I'm gonna try and upgrade the live streaming setup to where I'm not using the webcam on my computer. So, I mean, I'd like to get a little better quality out. So, as people are funneling in here, I guess today we're going to talk a little bit about duck season being over and how it kind of sucks, but I'm looking forward to next season. And also with these live streams, I'm going to be going into like a live Q&A of sorts. It's usually what it kind of turns into. So if you guys want to start asking questions here in a little bit, go ahead and do that. But with these live streams, I'm kind of wanting to get them a little bit more structured than they have been the past few times. They've been kind of all over the place, and I used to do them 2 years ago or so, and everybody seemed to like them. So we'll bring them back, and I'll start bringing people onto the live stream, so it's not just me on here. So, duck season ended. What was that? Sunday? Was it Sunday? Whatever. Yeah, it was last Sunday. So it hasn't even been over for a week yet. But goose season is still open for Kansas, which is pretty sweet. It's going to go until February 17th. So hopefully I'll be able to get out and do some more goose hunts before the season ends. But duck season for me did end kind of on a little bit of a bitter note. I did not get to go out for the last weekend, and all of January was just not that great for ducks. There was some good goose hunts here and there, but for the most part, after the first part of the season ended back in December, it just kind of went downhill from there. But I'm really looking forward to next season already, and I'm just kind of got this little bitter taste in my mouth from this season and how it ended, and I'm looking forward to just grinding it out again, and hopefully I'll be able to make this sustainable to where I can just make videos for you guys and duck hunt all season long, not have to worry about a job, anything like that. So, yeah, duck season's over. It's pretty sad. I'm sorry. I'm just like not even in it right now. I just got done eating and I took a shower. I went hunting this evening. So, yeah, a little bit out of it. Let's go ahead and answer some questions if you guys got any here. Um, I'm gonna try and keep this live stream, probably 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I don't want them to go too long, but yeah. So looking forward into this spring, we're going to be doing goose hunts up until February 17th, hopefully, and then probably get some more squirrel hunts in. Hopefully, I'll be able to kill some squirrels. That'd be nice. And then at that point, I'm trying to get some snow goose hunts lined up. It's not for sure yet. I've got something lined up for the end of February, which I'm going to be excited to show you guys. I've got a few things coming here at the end of February, so it's going to be sweet. I'm looking at doing some kayak videos, and then we'll move into doing some fishing here about March. Once the ice comes off, we'll probably start hitting the water, and then turkey season, and then we'll be into the summer. So that's kind of the long run outlook of what we got here. I'm really looking forward to turkey season because I've never killed a turkey, and it's definitely something I want to do. So hopefully I can fill one tag, but if I can fill 2 tags this season, that'd be sweet. But we'll just have to see. Everybody's saying I need to do crow hunting. I have never crow hunted before, and I don't even know how you do it. I don't even know if you use a shotgun or a rifle for crow hunting. That's how educated I am. You guys want to see more squirrel hunting videos? I want to do more squirrel hunting videos, but I don't really have a good squirrel spot yet. So I guess it'll just come down to getting out there, exploring in the woods, and find that squirrel spot. Um, What shotgun do I use? I use a Winchester SX4. It's 3.5-inch chamber, 28-inch barrel. It's a pretty sweet gun. I love it. It's done everything I want to do and more. I do need to clean it for sure, but other than that, as long as you keep the gun clean, it'll run just fine. Brandon, thanks for the donation, man. He says that I should come up to South Nebraska and turkey hunt with him. He's got tons of big turkeys and 2 sections of private ground. That'd be sweet, but I don't think I would be able to make it up to Nebraska for a turkey hunt, but it's not completely off the table. I've just got to focus on school at this point, and I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I gotta get everything done for school so I can graduate in May. Okay, 3.5-inch or 3-inch shells. For ducks, I'm just shooting 3-inch shells. For geese, I'm shooting 3.5-inch shells. And the reason for that is because my gun can shoot 3.5-inch shells. And I've noticed a big difference between shooting 3-inch shells and 3.5-inch shells at big geese. It's not about just shooting more shot down range. There's more knockdown power to them, I believe. And I'm just saying that from my own personal experiences and what I've seen is I'm chasing a lot less cripples if I'm shooting 3.5-inch shells as opposed to 3-inch shells. So I don't know. There's nothing like a 3.5-inch shell shooting a 13-pound honker, you know. But if I'm going for like little geese, I'll just use 3-inch shells. But big geese, that's pretty much all we really get around here. So I'm generally loading 3.5-inch shells on a goose hunt. Oh, Austin's asking if I'm going to mount that spec from today. You know, I don't think so. It wasn't a mounter, and it's already breasted out, so it's not going on the wall. I will mount the mounter, and you know I'm not like huge into mounts, believe it or not. Like, yeah, it'd be cool to have like a duck on the wall back here or something, but I don't feel like spending $300 to $400 to get a duck stuffed. So maybe someday when I've got a little bit more disposable income, that could be something that we do. But at this point, I don't have a huge want to go and mount a bird. Let's see what else. Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite. Let's go up here. Sorry for the dead space in this video. I've got to read some of this stuff so I can talk to you guys about what you guys are asking. Ducks are better wrapped up in bacon and cooked than stuffed. Yeah, but I've had better ways than wrapping them in bacon. So if you guys are looking for cooking videos, I'm probably going to be doing some more cooking videos. I've got some meat in my freezer that I need to use up. But yeah, some of the stuff I've done way better than just wrapping it in bacon and throwing it on a grill. If you guys do that for all your ducks, you're missing out big time. What calls do I blow? I blow a single reed acrylic and a short reed acrylic goose call. Single reed acrylic duck call and a short reed acrylic goose call. Am I going to go to Colorado before the end of goose season? No, I'm not. I'm going to stay right here. And, you know, my time to travel is kind of over since school started up. How do I get access to land? One, know people that have access to land and hunt with them, or just go knock on doors. I mean, I'm sure it's different all around the country. Some places it's pretty much impossible to get land to hunt on, but it doesn't hurt to just go knock on some landowner's door and talk to them or give them a phone call or something. You never know. Is Kansas super good hunting? I mean, yeah, it's good. It can be bad too. It's not like go out and set up and you're shooting limits. I mean, if you guys have watched any of my videos from January, it's like one goose and one ducks. I mean, some days are good, some days are bad. I mean, that's how it is everywhere. You just got to find the places where they want to go and have the weather that cooperates. But we do get pretty decent numbers that come through here. I'm sure Nebraska gets loaded up, South Dakota. I mean, even Oklahoma. So it's not just Kansas. It's all about the location and how the birds fly through and all that kind of stuff. So how do you get a Mallards Bro hat? There should be a link in the description of this video. If there isn't, go to any of my other videos and it'll have a link to it. Or you can just go to the Ducks website and go down to creators and you can find me. So that's where you can get one. Also, the duck and goose calls from Ducks are back in stock as well. So if you guys have been looking to get one of those, go ahead and go through that link and it'll take you right there. I think I've got it on my Instagram, so you can just go straight to Instagram and right there. Dove hunting, yes, I'm gonna go dove hunting. I'm actually looking forward to going dove hunting. Like this season, this past dove season really kind of made me realize that dove hunting is a lot of fun because I've been on dove hunts before, and you know it was like shoot 2 doves and that was it. So it's kind of nice to find a good spot to dove hunt where you get more than 2 shots. So I would love to have another good dove season. So hopefully that happens. I'm going to have to scout my butt off, try and find some good dove fields for next September. But I'm really looking forward to it. I love dove hunting. Except when it's hot. Because when it's really hot outside, it kind of sucks because you get all sweaty. I haven't found it. This year, it was hard to know if the mornings or evenings were better for dove hunting. It was kind of hard for me to figure that out. I think, well, I did do a few morning hunts and they turned out pretty good. And my afternoon hunts were a little later in the season. So, and it was kind of hot still. But I am definitely looking forward to dove season. Am I a Ducks Unlimited member? I'm not. I used to be. Then I stopped paying the fee to get the magazine. Have I ever mailed a letter to landowners to get permission? I haven't mailed a letter, but I did like I've had permission to hunt this property for a few years now, and so I usually go to his house and talk to him and get permission and all that. But this year I went and he wasn't home, so I was like, well, crap, I'm all the way out here. So what I did is I always keep like this little like notepad in my truck, and so I wrote him a little note and said, hey, here's my phone number, go ahead and give me a call. And yeah, so I think the next day he called me and said, yeah, you can hunt. So I have not written a letter and mailed it, but I did write a letter kind of like on a piece of notebook and then put it in his mailbox. I think okay, Joseph says that he Snapchats me when he's hunting and sometimes, and then I always leave him on red. Well, the reason why a lot of people get left on red on Snapchat is because I get like 80 Snapchats and I just go boom, 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 going through them because I've got a personal Snapchat. I don't like stay on my outdoor limit Snapchat all the time. Like I got to Snapchat my girlfriend, you know, but a lot of people just send me random crap and I'm not going to really reply to just like a picture of a decoy spread. But a lot of times, like if people ask me a question, there's a good chance that I'll reply with an answer, but I'm not on there to just like have a conversation with you. I mean, that's kind of what people use Snapchat for. I use it more for the story to like let you guys know when a new video is going up or when I'm out hunting and just kind of doing little tidbits like that. But I'm not on there to just like have conversation. And the amount of people that send me just random crap is kind of crazy. I get so many people asking for streaks, and I'm like, I don't even have streaks on my personal Snapchat. And I finally figured, it took me so long to figure this out, but people would send me just like random pictures with the letter S on it, like they draw it with the pen on Snapchat. It took me forever to figure out what that was. And I guess it means streaks. I'm not for sure. Does it mean streaks? I don't know. But all you guys with all those streaks, more power to you. What are the limits where I hunt? And apparently, okay, so in Germany they don't have limits. Believe it or not, that's what he says. The limits here is you can shoot 6 ducks, 5 can be mallards. This year it changes every year, but this year was 2 pintails, 3 wood ducks, um, and then there was divers, 2 redheads, 2 canvasbacks. Um, I think it's 3 ringnecks, 3 scalp, and I think it's it. And then you can shoot 6 Canada geese. Um, I don't even know the snow limit. I think it's like 50 or something. And then 2 specs. Washington, you can only shoot 6 snow geese. Huh. That's wow. Oh, how do I like my Rogers waders? I really like them. They've held up really well throughout the season. Granted, I am not going through as much brush anymore since I am hunting out of a kayak. So there's that. But they've held up to everything that I've done with them. And they're super comfortable. You can move really easily in them. They're really warm. I like them. Mm. Everybody's asking about Luke again. It seems like every video or post on Instagram or anything, everybody's asking where Luke went. And he moved to Texas and has not been in a video in over a year now. So I'm a little bit, and I've answered the question so many times, but yeah, we don't talk anymore. So he's not coming back. So there's that. I'm just really surprised that people are still asking about it. Pintail's dropping back to 1 next year. Well, I think I've only shot 2 pintails this year, so I don't really shoot them all that much. Looks like Blake wants me to say his name. There you go, Blake. I said your name. Show us the girlfriend. But she's not here. She's like 100 miles away from me right now. She's she's been in a couple of videos. I don't know. She's not very, she doesn't like being on camera. Man, you guys comment so fast. It's hard to keep up. Do any of you guys like keep track of like how many ducks you guys kill throughout the season? Because I don't know if I really want to start doing that. I never have in the past. I just, go out and hunt. I honestly believe that like as a total for all of the hunts I've been on with everybody's birds, um, I've shot for sure more ducks than geese this year, but I think I've been on more goose hunts this year than I have ever been on in the past. Um, so I'd be interested to see kind of the numbers, but I don't keep track of that stuff. Do a turkey hunting video. Planning on it. Only 4 ducks in the season? Man, that sucks. 12 ducks? Dang. If you guys shoot 12 ducks in a season, oh, I would. Couldn't do it. I'd move. 33 birds total this year? Man, I thought I had it rough. What is better, Drake or Sitka? Sitka, without a doubt. Like hands down, I would I would give away all of my Drake stuff to get another Sitka jacket. Hands down. Granted, everybody likes to, say that Drake's better than Sitka because Drake's waterproof and windproof, and you have this and that and the other. But at the end of the day, I don't need waterproof. I just need windproof and warm and not very bulky because, like, even if you guys have watched the video I did on the Drake versus Sitka, I compared the duck oven and the LST 3-in-1, and people were telling me that the Sitka isn't waterproof and the Drake is, but I mean that's pretty much it. The Sitka's got everything that you would need. Did I cross off any new species this year? Um, no, I don't think so. Because, well, today, so for the season, I crossed off a spec today. So, but for my whole like time duck hunting, I didn't cross off any new species. I've shot all the puddle ducks. I'm missing just a couple of diver ducks. Um, I've I just need to go do sea ducks and black duck, cinnamon teal, and brant geese. Other than that, I think I've harvested pretty much every duck in the Central Flyway, with the exception of a couple. But it's hard for me to get on divers. Well, I'm sure I could get. Whoa, I'm sure I could get on divers if I really like said, "Hey, I'm going to try and hunt divers this year." But I'm so caught up in like chasing mallards, I don't have time to chase divers. Do I ever hunt flooded corn? Um, no, we don't really have like flooded cornfields here, but the river did flood, and there was a flooded cornfield that mallards were stacking up into the day before. And then I went to hunt it the next day, and a lot of the water just drained right out of the field overnight, and I got skunked that day. That was rough. That was not a fun one. It was muddy. It was like no hide, and the birds just flipped me off. Oh, it was tough. Should have hunted it the day before, honestly. Benelli or Remington? Benelli. Remington's crap. I've seen so like 870s. Okay, 870s are a good gun. Fair gun. I've seen so many 870s just jam up and lock and not eject shells because I don't know why. It just seems like it does okay with the lighter loads, but with the duck loads, it just they like to jam up. And it could just be from the shell, but if I had to pick between a Mossberg 500 and a Remington 870, I would pick the Mossberg because I've had better experiences with the Mossberg. But after I switched to a semi-automatic, going to a pump is pretty much impossible for me. I picked up my cousin's 870 when we were shooting clays over around Christmas, and I shot the 870 and I couldn't figure out how to like eject a shell and load a new one. And I think I was just short stroking it. I wasn't pulling it back far enough. But once you go to a semi-automatic, it is hard to go back to a pump like right away. I'm sure like the more you do it, you'll figure it out again. But I don't think I will ever go back to a pump after shooting a semi-automatic. Oh, I should guide hunts. No, I get so many questions from people asking if I guide and asking them. They ask me to like take them out duck hunting and stuff, and I'm just I'm not about it. I don't want to guide. I just want to film and do my thing and be with my buddies. And being a guide has so much pressure, and there's also a liability, and I'd have to go through all that stuff. But like hunting is hunting, and it's hard to guarantee somebody who comes from Maine down to Kansas and says, "Hey, I want to hunt." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, come along. We'll go hunting." It's not going to be great every single day. I've had so many like 1 and 2 bird days this season, so it's hard to guarantee that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't want to get into guiding. I don't want to guide. Um, I play hunting guide with a lot of my friends that come down to hunt with me. So there's my experience with that. And I don't think I wanted to be a guide ever, really. Hmm. Am I going to keep the channel after school? Of course I am. Come on, man. I'm actually really hoping that I can turn this channel into something that's actually going to be sustainable to live off of, which it's getting there. And I'm looking forward to being able to say, yeah, I make YouTube videos for a living, and have that confidence to where I don't have to be like, oh, wow, duck season's over and I'm getting 2,000 views on a video, and it's just not going to be possible. So, I mean, with that being said, it wouldn't be possible without you guys. So I really appreciate you guys watching the videos, and without you guys, it would be nothing. And it's a dream of mine to do it, but there's also that uncertainty in the 9 months of the year where I can't shoot my gun at critters. Do I like my kicks high flyer? I think so. I don't know. It's I just I don't overthink things like that. I just put a choke in my gun and shoot. I can't tell a difference between shooting a kicks choke versus the Winchester choke that came with the gun. I'm shooting at birds, and if they die, they die. If they don't die, they don't die. Um, I miss just as much as I hit. Maybe I might hit more than I miss, just because I work them in close. But I don't. I can't honestly tell you this choke is better than this one because I kill more birds with this choke than this choke. Like, yeah, I'm sure some people can do that, but for me, I can't. I just use the kicks choke because that's the one I have in my gun, and I like to have the extended choke just in case something gets seized up in there, or it rusts or something to where I can't just like unscrew it, because in my Mossberg shotgun, the choke it came with the gun, so it was flush with the end of the barrel. Well, somehow the choke like either seized up or rusted in there, and I couldn't get the choke out. So I was stuck with just a modified choke in that gun. So I took that into consideration, and I was like, well, if I get an extended choke and that happens again, I can just go ahead and put vice grips and put it in a vice and crank it off. So that's how I feel about choke tubes. But I always shoot a modified choke. I've thought about switching to a full choke, but then I always like, nah, I do fine with the modified. So there answers another question. I shoot a modified choke. Do a video shooting my bow? I don't know what I'd shoot it at. I mean, yeah, I got a target, but I don't think that'd be very interesting for a video. I want to get into bow fishing. I've never bow fished before, and I think it'd be fun. I know there's a lot of good spots around here to do it. I just don't know how to bow fish. Like, I understand the concepts of it, but I don't know like what you look for, where you go really, or do you do it at nighttime? Do you do it at daytime? All that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping to get it rigged up to try and do some bow fishing. I think that'd be pretty sweet to do some recurve bow fishing. Oh, this guy says full choke, improve your aim and extend your range. Come shoot with me, bud. Let's go, one-on-one. We'll see if the modified choke holds up. I don't know why everybody shoots full chokes. I've made some really far pokes with the modified, and I think one of the main reasons why I do shoot a modified is because I like to work the birds in as close as I possibly can. Like I personally like sitting in the decoys and having them landing on my lap. That's the kind of hunting I like to do. But yeah, if you're shooting birds in a pocket at 40 yards, yeah, full choke for sure. But I always get them within 30 for the most part. If I have like most of the shots I've taken this season were inside 30 yards. See if anybody else is saying anything. Film deer hunts. I can't get into deer hunting. Granted, I haven't tried it for a long time, but I don't know. With deer hunting, it's just a lot of work. It really is. Like, it'd be fun to shoot a deer. I'm gonna shoot the first one that walks by me, I'll tell you that much. But I don't know. I could get into deer hunting if I really wanted to, but I would rather shoot ducks and geese any day of the week. How much is this hat? They're $25 US dollars. It's the currency of the United States. You want to see another banded bird with the over under? I do too. Believe me, I would love to shoot another band, especially with the over under. But I've been trying to like keep that gun kind of nice. I don't want to beat it up too much, so if I'm going to take it out hunting, it's going to be probably on like a small farm pond shoot where I'm in a layout blind and not a huge hunt. Just go out, shoot a few birds on a pond, which is exactly what I did that one time that I took it out and ended up shooting that banded duck. I want to take care of the gun, but I know it's going to get beat up. It's already showing some wear and tear, but I do want to try and keep it nice. And I know duck hunting is very rough on gear. So it takes a special hunt to take the over under out. I did take it out on a quail hunt over the weekend. And I'm getting ready to edit up that video and get it posted for you guys probably next week. It was pretty sweet. Quail hunting is legit, and I'm really wanting to do some more of that next year. Today is the last day of upland season, so no more of that for the year. But quail hunting is just, if you guys haven't done it, you got to give it a try. It's a lot of fun because what I found is I went into quail hunting, like this past weekend on the quail hunt. It was like my first real quail hunt where there was actually some action. The time I went before that, it was probably 3 years ago or so. And it was a lot of walking, we're basically trying to get some pheasants. But we flushed up a covey of quail and I shot one, and that was it. I went into this quail hunt that I went on last weekend thinking, okay, well, we're going to walk. We'll see some quail. They'll flush up. We'll get a shot, and that's it. Well, apparently that's not the case. When you flush the covey, you need to watch them and see where they go, because the covey will scatter, and then you're picking off singles and doubles and triples. So it was definitely different than what I expected it to be, and that made it a lot more fun, especially when they are scattered and they're one at a time or two at a time. It makes it to where, you know, you have more of a chance to shoot more birds than just having a covey of 50 birds flush up and you're like, which one do I shoot? I mean, that's part of the problem when you flush a covey. Holy crap. I found out it's impossible to pick one out because they get up and out so fast. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that video edited and posted for you guys. It's going to be pretty sweet. At least I think it is. I think the video will be cool. But yeah, I'm going to try and do some quail hunting next year for sure. How do you tenderize goose breasts? I'm assuming you just hit them with something. Oh, the old question, how many goose decoys do I put out? Like, not me personally, like asking how many goose decoys should you put out? It depends. A good number is between 5 and 7 dozen. That's going to pretty much be rock solid wherever you go. But early in the season, try and match the bird numbers that you see in the field. I mean that goes for pretty much the whole season. Just match what the birds are seeing on an everyday basis, and you should be fine. Especially on big migrator days, I'd put out the whole kitchen sink. But you know, this year has been different. I haven't found a big feed yet. Probably won't. It kind of sucks. Like, field hunting is really fun if you find a big feed and you're all excited the night before and you get up and you go out the next morning and you just shoot a bunch of birds. Well, it seems like this year there hasn't been any big feeds and the birds only fly in the evenings. So I think makes things difficult, because sometimes I'd go out in the morning, scout, and then go out in the evening and hunt. So I'd find a field in the morning and then go out and hunt that evening and set up in their crap, and they come right back. So this year's definitely been different. Not Siri. Shut up. You guys hate it when your phone does that? My phone thought I was talking to Siri. Do I mainly hunt on public or private? Well, it depends on the time of year, really. In the early season, when there's a lot of water, and you know that's I'm usually hunting on public land until after Thanksgiving, or until kind of around Thanksgiving, and then after that, then I kind of try to move on to private ground, mainly because that's when things kind of start to lock up with ice and marshes lock up, and then birds are just kind of roosting, and then they go out to feed because they don't have that water to feed in. So the main thing is, you need to think about this, is your public land, like let's say it's a marsh. Well, the marsh holds food, and the birds are going to go to the marsh when there's open water and feed. Well, if they don't have that food because the marsh is frozen with ice, they're going to just sit on some bigger water where it's open. And if it's shallow enough for them to feed in there, they're going to feed in there, and then you can't really hunt them because they're probably going to be on the refuge. They're probably going to be feeding on the refuge, and they're not going to fly anywhere. So until that locks up with ice, then the birds are or once that locks up with ice, the birds are just going to be congregated on the roost. Then they will go out to feed. So when I go out to private land is when things really kind of start to lock up with ice, or when public land is just not providing any kind of good hunts. Then I start looking elsewhere. Ooh, how often do I clean my shotgun during the season? It really depends on how much I hunt. Um, Generally, about once a week is what I like to do because my gun likes to be clean. I've found it doesn't like to work very good when it's a little bit dirty. So yeah, about once a week. Or if it gets just absolutely demolished in the field and there's mud and dirt and stuff inside the receiver, then it's gonna get cleaned. Do I ever cook breakfast in the blind? Um, I don't think I have this year, and I never really did in years past. Actually, no, I did a couple of times when I was hunting with Benton up at his pond. Uh, Brought the old Coleman and the pan and made some breakfast burritos. But generally, I don't have that kind of time to cook breakfast. Um, if I had a boat, actually, yeah, in teal season we cook breakfast in the boat too. But if I had a boat, probably cook breakfast. But there's no room for me to cook breakfast in the kayak. That'd probably be entertaining for you guys to watch me try and do that, but for me it'd be miserable. So I generally try and pack some kind of breakfast. I never eat before I go. I'm one of those weird people that, I skip breakfast quite frequently and just drink coffee until lunch. But um, Pop Tarts are definitely key for a good duck blind breakfast. Peanut butter and jellies are good. What else have I done? I used to do honey buns, the old gas station donuts, or Casey's breakfast pizza was a staple for me in the early season because where I keep my kayak, it's like really close to a Casey's. So I'd like get the kayak, go to the Casey's, and then hop on the road. So it's kind of like one fluid motion getting out of town. So I'd stop off and get some breakfast pizza. And the day I shot that duck band, I got a coffee and I got 2 slices of Casey's breakfast pizza. Well, um, after that day, I was like, wow, the Casey's breakfast pizza is the good luck. So after that, I started eating breakfast pizza all the time, thinking it'd be good luck, but it really wasn't. Oh, what was it? I got a comment on one video. Somebody was asking me why I don't get very many snow geese in my area, and I came back with a real smart response where I said they're scared of me, and it's true. Snow geese are scared of me. They know I hate them. I'm going to do anything to get rid of them. I don't want them in my area. And I'm very happy that there are no snow geese here for the most part. Every now and then you get a couple of groups that come through, but for the most part, you just got darks and ducks. No snow geese, and I love it because I found that snow geese will screw you over. If they land in a field next to you, you're done. Every duck and goose is going to go with those snow geese. But um, out west, they get a lot of little geese and snow geese and specks. Here, we get a lot of big geese and ducks. So I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I like hunting big geese and I like hunting ducks. It's 2 things that I love. So I do wish we had more specks here. That'd be sweet. I did shoot a speck today, but I'd like to get on a good speck hunt. I think that'd be fun. let's get a few more questions in and we'll be signing off here pretty quick. It's already 45 minutes in. Throw mega snow goose spread in traffic. That wouldn't work here. One time we set out snow goose decoys in the field, and the geese hated it. They got to 60 yards and turned around and went right back where they came from. Why don't I hunt with Bobby or Flair? Well, they're busy and I'm busy, and we haven't worked out a time to hunt. But I think that'd be cool. Oh, am I looking to make any more upgrades to the kayak? Well, I haven't really put much thought into it yet, and I'm hoping that's another thing I can do this spring is work on the kayak a little bit and get it rigged up. But my main focus is to transition it from being a duck hunting kayak to being a fishing kayak for this spring and summer. So it's going to be kind of all year long use, and I'm really looking forward to doing some videos with that, and showing you guys how I like to duck hunt out of it, and just reviewing my kayak itself, because I get a lot of questions about my kayak and the blind especially. A lot of people think it's just a layout blind that I slapped on top of the kayak, which I know in one of the videos I misspoke and I said layout blind, but it's a kayak blind for the kayak. It's specifically designed for 12-foot kayaks. So I'm looking forward to working on the kayak a little bit. I'm going to try and get a depth finder for it and see what other kind of fun attachments there are for kayaks, and we'll see where it takes us. But okay, let's get one more question in here, and then we'll get off and go do other stuff. Maybe go watch Netflix and lay in bed. That sounds great. Let's see, I'm waiting for a good question here to come along. My eyes are getting real dry. Don't you guys hate it when your contacts get all dry? Wow, it's taking me forever to find a good question. You guys are normally on it. What's happening? Okay, how did I start vlogging and get to where I am now? Well, one day I just picked up a camera. Actually, so it all started with filming the hunts, was just slapping a GoPro on a tree and filming the hunts. And then the next year I decided to start doing kind of like the vlog situation, and just started vlogging and filming hunts. It was a really good year, and a lot of people started following me, and then it just kind of went from there. And it just came down to making content that people enjoy watching, and having the camera and just taking you guys along for the experience. Granted, I know I can do a better job than what I do sometimes, but when you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's hard to know what you're saying to a camera. There's so many times where I'm talking to the camera and then I just blank, and then I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying. And it happens. But how I got to where I am now is just I started making videos, and I just kept making videos, and I powered through the times of year where the views are really not great and people don't want to watch me catch 3-inch bass in a fishing lake. Like, people want to watch me to kill ducks. That's what it really comes down to. So that's how I got to where I am. I just started making content, and that's it. So I think we're going to call it a night here. I'm going to try and start doing more live streams. So stay tuned. I'll try and let you guys know beforehand. We'll try and set like a day and a time when I'm going to be streaming. It's right lately, it's just kind of been all over the place. I'm wanting to set a day and a time when I can go and stream, and you guys know, let's say Thursday night at 8 o'clock, Josh is going to be doing a live stream. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to try and upgrade the setup here. It's pretty cringy, but I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. I like answering your questions and interacting with you guys on here. I think it's really cool. But I would like to maybe structure these a little bit more than what they are. So, okay, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you guys later.